get that feeling like the universe is trying to send you a message? You know, a strange coincidence, a missed train that somehow saves you from a massive headache? Well, today, we're going to get into the gears behind all that. We're exploring what our source calls the Horology of Fate. Let's pull back the curtain.
So, let's start with this: 1,000 watches screaming the hour. Wow, that is such a powerful, kind of chilling image, right? It's not just about time passing. No, this suggests something else entirely: a breaking point, a moment where time stops being a measurement and becomes an event. I want you to hold on to that image, that sound, because we're about to figure out exactly what kind of machine could make it happen.
Okay, Section 1, the invisible architecture, and the subtitle here is The Quiet Hum of Probability and Causality. So, where does this whole cosmic machine even start? Well, it's not with that scream we just talked about. Nope. It actually starts with a whisper, something our source calls the invisible architecture. This is the quiet, hidden structure that kind of guides everything. So what exactly is this invisible architecture of convergence? Well, it's this quiet, underlying structure of probability and causality that just subtly guides events. But here's the key. It's not some rigid blueprint, you know? It's not a pre-written script for your life. Think of it less like a set of train tracks you're stuck on and more like a river current. It's this unseen flow, this gentle nudge from cause and effect. And for a while, you can totally ignore it. You can build your life on the riverbank. But the universe doesn't really let things stay still forever. Eventually, that current gets stronger, the river narrows, and you're forced to face the things you've been avoiding. And the thing is, this whole architecture, it isn't just some abstract idea. You feel it. We all do, in these small, subtle ways. It's that missed train that ends up saving you from being stuck for hours, or a random glance from a stranger that just feels important, even if you can't explain why. And I love how the source puts this. It's those fingers of fate tapping against your ribs in your dreams. It's like a quiet little nudge, a sense of encouragement, telling you that you're on the right path, that the current is still there with you. All right, next up, the messenger's clock-bound pulse. Subtitle, When the Architecture Takes a Physical Form. So what happens when that quiet hum, that invisible structure, decides it's time to stop being so subtle? Well, it actually takes on a physical form. It sends a herald, one with a very interesting pulse. So this architecture has a herald, a messenger, and this messenger appears as a child. I mean, think about that for a second. This huge cosmic force that shapes reality, it shows up as something small, innocent, completely non-threatening. It's not some booming voice from the sky, not some intimidating judge. It's a kid. Which, of course, leads to the big question, but why a child? What is the universe trying to tell us by choosing this particular form? The answer is just brilliant. It's to act as a facilitator, not a tyrant. By appearing as a child, the architecture is showing us its true nature. It's not here to order you around or to force your hand. It's here to help, to guide, to facilitate your journey. It's on your side, an ally, not some cosmic dictator. Okay, Section 3, When Causality Pauses, and the subtitle is The Liminal Space of the Thunderstorm. So, that quiet hum we've been talking about, it doesn't always stay quiet. Sometimes it has to get loud. It has to push a person toward a confrontation they desperately need to have. And it does this by creating these incredibly rare moments where the normal rules just stop working. A moment that, more often than not, arrives with a storm. Yeah, time itself seems to catch its breath. You can almost feel it, can't you? In those moments, it's like the whole universe just holds its breath. The normal rules of reality, of cause and effect, they get a little fuzzy, they bend, and for just a split second, everything, and I mean everything, hangs in the balance. It's a complete pause in the relentless ticking of the world. And right there, in that deafening silence, we come full circle, back to that image from the very beginning. In these moments, 1,000 watches scream from behind the messenger's ribs. That quiet, steady pulse we imagined inside the child just erupts. It becomes this insane, overwhelming sound. And what is that sound? It's the sound of 1,000,000 different futures, 1,000 different possibilities, all crashing down into one single critical moment. So this incredible event actually has a name. It's called a liminal space of transcendence. And it's so much more than just a thunderstorm, right? It's a rare turning point where the ordinary rules of causality just pause. It creates this intersection, this crossroads between the world as it is and all the worlds that could be. And it all hinges on what you do next. Moving on to testing a soul's weight, the purpose behind the pause. So
Why? Why does the universe go to all this trouble? Why pause everything? Why reveal this crazy internal clockwork? Well, there's a really profound reason for all of it. It's a test. And this really gets to the heart of what fate is and what it isn't. On the one hand, fate is not a tyrant. It's not some rigid, unchangeable path that dictates everything you do. But what it is a facilitator of choice. It's a test for the weight of a soul. It creates these intense, crucible-like moments to burn away all the lies we tell ourselves, all our illusions. It's a test of who you really are when there's nothing left to hide behind. Which brings us to our final section, a true, unburdened choice. Subtitle, Transcending the Gravity of Expectation. So you face the storm, you've heard the clock scream, you've been tested. What's the point of it all? Well, it leads us to the final and maybe the most important part of this whole cosmic dance. Because in that moment, the universe does something incredible. It loosens its grip. It pulls back. That river current of probability we talked about, it goes completely still. You're suddenly free from the weight of what everyone expects, of what you're supposed to do. The architecture stops guiding you, and it just peers closer with expectation. It watches. And that is the whole point. This is the moment of a true, unburdened choice. That entire, massive, intricate machine, the invisible architecture, the child messenger, the screaming clocks in the middle of a thunderstorm, all of it, every single piece, exists for one reason, to create this one perfect moment. A moment where you are finally free. Free to take the pain and shame of your past and forge it into your greatest strength. A true, unburdened choice. So we're left with this one final question, right? When the universe loosens its grip, what choice will you make? Because according to this, the whole architecture of fate isn't about taking away your freedom. It's about working tirelessly to create the perfect conditions for your freedom. It's about bringing you to that crossroads in the storm where all the illusions are gone. So the real question isn't, do you believe in fate? The real question is, when it finally pauses and looks at you, what are you going to do?